whether any changes are needed to stamp out this kind of fraud. Jane Azzopardi, 9 News.
Highway patrol officers on the M7 could barely believe their eyes when a truck lost 2 wheels that went spinning down the road, narrowly missing a string of cars at Horsley Park. Needless to say, the driver got a defect notice. A 60-year-old woman has been stabbed to death during a domestic dispute at Lake Haven on the Central Coast. Neighbours alerted police this morning. They arrived to find the woman's body and a 53-year-old man with serious abdominal wounds. He's the only one of interest to police. A teenage boy has admitted to killing a father of 2 in a hit-run accident at Dorellan in 2010. The boy, who was just 16 at the time, crashed a stolen car into Darryl Reed's ute as he drove to work. A total fire ban has been called for tomorrow, with another day of extreme bushfire conditions expected across Sydney. Hi to Damien Ryan at RFS headquarters. Damien, it's certainly shaping up as another difficult day for firefighters.
Yeah, no doubt. The firefighters have had little rest, and in fact crews in Lithgow this afternoon have been fighting a blaze which broke out on defence land on the outskirts of the town. Now, it has burned out a large area of scrub, but so far no properties are under threat, but it's worth noting the fire is far from being brought under control. Now, Pete, tomorrow is going to be very similar to what we experienced last Sunday. It may not be as hot, but the conditions will still be extreme. Total fire bans, as you mentioned, for Greater Sydney will come into effect from midnight. It's expected the temperature will be in the mid-30s. However, it's the wind which poses the biggest threat, gusting up to 80 kilometres an hour. So, of course, we saw what the wind can do on the weekend when it comes to fires. Of course, the message is be extra careful, particularly if you're a smoker. Put your cigarette out properly. Peter?
Damien, thank you. Another Liberal MP has been caught up in the party's travel expenses scandal. WA's Don Randall spent more than $10,000 on travel, including a trip to Cairns, thousands of kilometres from home, the so-called electric business. He also claimed $2,000 on books, including cookbooks and the Guinness Book of Records.
This just highlights the need for reform of the system.
So far, Mr Randall has refused to justify the cost to taxpayers. It's early in the federal government's term, but already it's considering a radical plan to pay off the nation's debt. As well as Australia Post and Medibank Private, it's considering